Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our fourth cultural exchange between Morocco and Gibraltar. This event is organized jointly by the Gibraltar-Morocco Business Association, of which Mr. Clive Reid is president, and Straits of Gibraltar Association, of which Mr. Brahim Krikas is president. I am Henry Sacramento, your host this evening. Today, we feature the artist Mohamed Fenni with his wife Carla will also join us. Before I introduce the artist and his wife, let us see some of the footage of his activities and work. Special thanks, of course, has to go to the young man that edited all that together to showpiece a lot of your work. And of course, it's Mr. Abdelhani Koukus. Thank you very much for that wonderful piece of footage. And let me introduce the artist. And Mohamed Rais Al Fenni is one of Morocco's greatest artists. I have known him since 1985 when I met him in his shop, Volubilis, in the Petit Soko in Tangier. He paints, designs clothes, shoes, handbags, hats, sets for theatre and cinema. He has an amazing collection of bonsai trees and plants. He is now our neighbor in the Kasbah, and I am honored to call him and his lovely wife Carla my friends. Good evening and welcome, Mohamed and Carla.
Thank you, Henry.
Pleasure and an honor to be hosting this cultural event and having you both as guests in this occasion. Mohamed, my first question to you has to be, when did you start painting? How young were you when you first started, when you realized that you were an artist?
I was 20, old. I was 20. I was in the shop. And I stopped working, toggling, do anything I can work in, matches, and piece of paper.
And did you start by doodling with a pen?
Pen, coffee, whatever. Give a color in something.
I mean, I have to say at this stage that I know quite a number of artists, but you're one of those artists that will use whatever comes to him and improvise
and I love that.
And create. I have seen you create some of the most amazing things with pegs. I remember one day coming to see you in your shop and you were painting a peg. And I said, Mohamed, what are you doing? And you said, well, I was standing outside my shop and this peg fell down. And I thought, this is inspiration. Let me, and I distinctly remember that you painted a man and a woman. And as you opened and closed the peg, you could see them kissing. And
yes, yeah.
Amazing creation. What is
I have Henry and Priscilla one.
Yes.
You don't. I showed it to you. Remember?
Yes. Mohamed, what inspires you to create?
You mean like artists?
Yeah.
Well, my first artist is Picasso.
Right.
And Salvador Dali. And this still, but more Picasso.
You're more inspired by Picasso and his work.
Yes. And I don't have anything to do with, but I don't know what's relation I have with him.
Right.
I like his work.
Oh, we have our first guest. Hello, Stephen from Gibraltar. Thank you for joining us. Carla, how easy or how difficult is it to be the wife of an artist?
Well, depending on the day, the hour, the second. He's very, very creative, so you just have to sort of move with the punches.
Right.
Not literally.
I understand. And we have Brahim that says, welcome to Mohamed and Carla. It's wonderful pleasure to have you both from Tangier. I would like to ask, which artists are you most influenced by? And of course, you've already answered that question. You said Picasso.
And Salvador Dali.
Yeah, and Dali. We have a lady called Belinda saying hello from Gibraltar. Thank you, Belinda, for joining us. Belinda Origo. And we have David from Paris. How important are titles to your paintings? How important is it to put a title to a painting that you create?
Well, my first exhibition long time ago in Galerie Nationale in Bab el-Rawah in Rabat, they asked me for names of paintings. And to tell you the truth, I don't have names of painting. I have dreams. My paintings, they're dreams, if you want, but there is subject. Like when I do immigration or birds, and I'm not going to say bird one, bird two, whatever is. So to me, the painting doesn't need title
Yeah,
or name to me.
I understand.
Penta talked herself, you know.
Faye from Gibraltar says, what's the favorite part of your job?
Is what I am, because I like to be in the shop thing. I mean, not now, but I like the plants. I work, paint, then I move to other things. I don't know. I'm like a ball from one things to the other. I love them all.
I mean, it's fantastic that you're your own boss and that you're at
Yeah,
liberty to do
that's
as much
exactly.
or as little, depending on how creative you're feeling on any one particular day.
Yes.
Carla, how long have you and Mohammed been together? Because I have to tell our viewers now that you actually came to Gibraltar to get married 42 years ago.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow,
We
can you
were,
share that experience with us?
we decided to go to Gibraltar because it was less complicated than here in Morocco. So we went to Gibraltar, and we knew that we had a witness. So we knew that we needed to have a witness. So we took our witness with us, but we didn't know that we needed an attorney. And we were in the tribunal area where you get married. And a man walked up to us and said, "Are you looking for an attorney?" And we said, "Yes." And he said, "Are you getting married?" And we said, "Yes." He said, "Come with me." And it was done quickly and efficiently.
Wow,
Yeah.
fantastic. And you've never looked back.
No,
No,
we
Good.
did.
no,
Back to the, I
no,
mean,
no.
back to, I told
No,
you to
it's
going
official
back to Gibraltar.
English that you haven't had
Oh,
It's
any regrets.
official.
I'm sorry. I'm Moroccan. I'm Moroccan, you know. Don't,
We have Danny from Netherlands that says, did you always want to be an artist, Mohammed?
I guess, yeah. I was always wanted to be an artist. So
Wow,
it's true. Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, let me share with our viewers that are not familiar with your shop, Volubilis in the Petit Soko. When I first met Mohammed way back in 1985, when all Gibraltarians used to go on holiday to Tangier, to Allen Village, and I bought clothes because one of the fantastic features of your creativity is that you use a lot of fabrics, but mainly traditional Moroccan fabrics, and you make them into
Hand woven
modern
fabric.
designs. I still have some of those garments which you've seen me wear after all these years. I mean, they wash and you wear them, and they're still as if you just bought them.
You're not only one. I have so many friends still have things from the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, and what I mean to say by this is that when you buy quality, it's timeless. It lasts forever. Oh,
Yeah.
we have hello from Tangier and a person called Ayad Abdel Karim, but we don't have a question from him. So thank you for joining us. Can art play a role in creating bridges between different countries? Is our next question.
Of course.
Mm.
My God.
Yeah.
Is the embassy. The art
Absolutely.
is you know what art do, diplomacy couldn't do.
Yes. It opened
And
doors
I
that you
wish
thought could
will
never open.
be, excuse me?
It opens doors that you
Yes.
thought could never open.
Yeah. And make contact without, we don't need language. Is
Yes. Oh, Manar is joining us from Gibraltar and says, what does art mean to you? Is it more than just a hobby, or is it more of a lifestyle?
is lifestyle.
Yeah.
Art is a lifestyle. Then come hobby, because hobby, you can get a habit for anything if you
Yes.
keep going.
I mean, oh, we have Rita from Seville that says, Carla and Mohammed, you are welcome to Seville to exhibit. It would be fantastic. Mohammed and Carla influence your life to do your art.
Thank
So
you.
Thank you very much, Rita. There you
Thank
have
you
an
very
invitation
much for
to go and exhibit in Seville.
that. Would be
Share
fantastic.
with us, Mohamed, what other countries have you exhibited in?
I exhibit in Spain, in Italy, in Rome twice,
France.
and States in New York and Morocco.
Yeah, quite an achievement.
Yeah, I'm hiding. I'm not the one looks for,
I know. And I
You
have
have
to
to come
tell
find me.
our
Yeah.
viewers. Oh, hello, Albert from Gibraltar, joining us. How much I've had to twist your arm to come and join us, because you are really a very shy person. Over the years, I've actually recorded quite a number of videos in order to try and promote you on social media, which we saw footage very beautifully edited by Abdelhani. And I was able to prove to you the power of social media when one day you were actually painting this hat. And I said, Mohammed, what are you doing? And you said, well, you know, this hat, and I got inspired. Within 15 minutes of posting that interview, I had a buyer for that hat. Do you remember?
I remember, sure. That's why Abdel Ghani showed it in the video.
Yes, that's right. And that hat ended up going to the Costa del Sol in Spain. And somebody is now wearing an exclusive hat, hand-painted by yourself.
Yeah, I saw one time we are in Jamaica, and I was sitting in the hotel, and I see a girl wearing my stuff, and I said to Carla, you know. Then I ran and I asked her, "Where you get my this one?" She told me in Washington D.C. I said, and I said, "What shop? Nomad shop?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Oh, thank you. That's my."
Because that shop bought from us.
Right. Carla, I have to ask
a
you,
long time ago.
from the States, from America, what brought you to Morocco?
I was living in Hawaii, and I had a 6.5-year-old son, and I was getting a divorce from my first husband, and my brother happened to be visiting me from New York, and he said, "So what's the next step?" And I said, "Culture change. I need to move from America." And he said, "Oh, hello. He had been in and out of the country for 13 years previous that, and had a house in the Cosmos. So I came to Morocco.
Wow.
And I never left. I never left.
And that is what, 40 odd years ago?
More.
Her brother,
1977.
Wow.
Spencer, he was my friend.
And my brother was.
So I met her the first day she came. We had dinner.
We had dinner together the night I arrived.
So who
And she
fell in
didn't
love
want to
with you?
leave. And she doesn't want to leave me.
Was it a joint thing, or did he charm
Well,
you?
because of my brother, Mohamed being friends with him for 13 years,
Right.
they were very good friends. So we dined together the night that we arrived.
Wow. We have Anas from Casablanca who's asking, are you using oil paintings? If yes, is it easier than other techniques?
No.
I'm using watercolor.
Watercolors.
Typical.
I am the water man. I love water. I love water.
But do you also use acrylics sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. But
Sometimes.
I'm more to. I work long time ago with some oil. Make me nervous. Doesn't dry quick. I'm fast. I like. So I went to water and I love it because I work in my shop. I clean quick and I work in paper.
It's easier for you. We have a question from Fatima from Wazazat, and she says, Mohammed, I notice you're very involved in cinema arts. Have you been to Ouarzazate city? What means to you my city as Hollywood for Africa?
It is Hollywood for Africa
Yeah.
already. Already is Hollywood. And Ouarzazate is beautiful. And the area of Ouarzazate. And the weather and light is Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean,
Very
some
cheap.
of the most famous films have been filmed in Ouarzazate over the years.
So many.
Absolutely.
All the history movies been there.
Yeah. So there you have it, Fatima. There's your answer. And we have Omar from Fez says, welcome, Mohammed and Carla. For sure, I will be visiting your gallery in Tangier. And how are you doing with COVID?
Well, we are like everybody home. Be careful. Put it our mask when we go out. Clean when we get home. And live in it because that way.
Yes.
My shop is closed.
The gallery is closed.
Gallery is closed. My plants, I water them every day. They're tired of me. I
I
read a
have to
lot.
say, your plants have never looked better than they have in
Yeah.
the last few months.
And I read books and I read in Arabic and English and French. Just reading what I didn't do for ages.
Yeah.
That's it.
Carla, I know you were involved in running the gallery, Volubilis Gallery, for a while. Can you share with us what your part was in all of that?
Well, we opened the gallery. Mohammed, first of all, let me say that the space of the gallery was a public oven in Morocco, which means the women utilized this brick oven to bake their bread, some of their food, if they did not have an oven in their home. So that's the first thing. It was baking bread for over 200 years before the man wanted to sell it. So we built the gallery, and I became the directress right away because Mohammed was doing the boutique. So I was doing the gallery. I have always been a lover of art, but I must say I was not a well-read connoisseur of artistes. But I learned and I profited, and it's been very interesting.
Wow. We have now Krisan Saab says, in my opinion, which is the most artistic town city in Morocco?
Tangier.
Tangier by far.
Absolutely, yes. There you have it. We have a question from Mohammed. Have you ever thought of doing a street exhibition in Tangier?
We will. You know, it
Inshallah.
was, inshallah. We did one in the Casbah long time ago
Yes.
with all the artists. We used to have association, but so many artists. And yeah, but we want to do it. We're fixing the Medina. We're fixing the Casbah. Culture is back in Tangier. It's coming back.
We have a question from Stephen, and he says, in Gibraltar, they're taking art to the streets by having historical paintings painted on public streets. Might be an idea if you painted something in Gib. Wow, there's somebody suggesting that you could come and paint in Gibraltar.
Will be good.
Yeah.
Inshallah,
Sure take that up,
inshallah.
COVID is over.
We can do that with the Strait of Gibraltar Association. They're
Inshallah.
into that.
Inshallah.
We can
Yes.
find artists, inspire. They know Gibraltar because first of all, we have to. A lot of people doesn't know. Young kids doesn't know Gibraltar.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in Gibraltar a lot doesn't know anything about Tangier and Morocco. It should be like you see the bridge or and you guys working.
Yeah. We have a question from Lobna from Rabat. Do you have, guys, a digital catalog of available paintings?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, you don't, because I know on social media.
We definitely don't.
Yes, you think so. No, the straight answer to that is no, it doesn't.
Thank you, Henry.
I'm sure that when I get back to Tangier, I can photograph your works and put it on your website or your Facebook page so that people can actually see what's available.
A lot of friends told me that never done.
Sarah from Gibraltar says, how do you know when a painting is done or finished? I'm doing some, but I never finish it. I always want to put more and more. Can you advise me? Thank you, Sarah, for your question.
I have same things like hers. I have so many not finished because I'm not me. I know how I know when I sign it.
Yes.
I come done it. Even when I see more, I see no, it's signed. I'm not going to add more.
So once you
So
sign, that's it. Even if you think it should have had something more, that's it.
I see too late.
So there you go, Sarah. Mohamed knows that it's over when it's signed and he doesn't touch it anymore.
Yeah. It's like check. When you sign it, it's not, you cannot change it.
Carla, I know that you, sorry, we have another question. Social media is very important these days, even if you just take pictures and videos of what you're doing, because I believe that people have to know you and know all the good work that you're doing. Absolutely. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Social media is a way of promoting your
I know,
art,
except I'm old-fashioned.
your talent. See, but now you see you have a neighbor that is the selfie king, and you've probably had more selfies taken with me than anybody else.
Yes, I know.
Carla,
Thank you, Henry. Thank you.
To ask you as well is that Carla's cookies became very famous in Tangier. Can you share with us how that came about and how did that develop?
Well, my son, actually, it was me. I thought that these cookies would be a wonderful thing. And my son was in San Francisco at the time. And he said, oh, well, I will get involved and be a partner. And so he did all his homework in America. We came here with the best recipe from a woman in America who was super, super successful. And we started chocolate chip cookies.
Wow.
In 1994.
No.
94, 95. And let me tell you, it was a lot of work. I am not no, it was not my business. But I learned a lot, had a lot of fun. It was great. Yeah.
So well done and dusted, the lady who loves a challenge and always rises to it. We have a question from Mr. Ibrahim that says, tell us more about your theater experience.
Oh, that's a long time ago. In the 70s, when I was theater amateur, I used to go to the youth Dar Shabab, and I meet girls into theater. I did costume, decor. Then in the 90s, I did movies with the famous directors in Tangier, Farida Bilyazid.
Right.
And I do set design with her. And she always calls me when she has a...
But you don't do it.
But I don't do it anymore.
Wow. If you had to choose, sorry, we have a question from Manar. Thank you, Manar, for joining us. Do you prefer oil or water paintings, watercolors?
I prefer watercolors.
Watercolors, yeah, you explained because it's easier, especially if you're in the shop. it's easier to
Not
create.
easy to work with watercolors. Huh?
It's more
Yeah.
difficult, actually.
Because if you put color, you cannot hide it. You know, you have, there is it's hard, but I like it.
I know you've gone through a phase where you've been doing a lot of miniatures, and not just miniature booklets, which I've seen you do, but you also use the ice lolly sticks, the wooden sticks, and
Yeah.
and you do a couple of them and you frame them together. And you've been working a lot on the subject of immigration. Do you want to share
Mhm.
that with us?
Yeah. The miniatures things start with little books. I start painting in little books, and I love them. It's like my treasure, and everybody want this little. Then came the idea to start making. I start with that paper inside of the rolling paper. You know the zigzag.
Yes.
You have a little cartoon in it,
The backing.
backings, the white one,
Yes.
and I start painting man. And I did the subject about immigration because there was a lot in Morocco at that time, going from Tangier and the old in Soko Chico, and there was some kids live around the corner in Mohamed there was the American legation, and I like them because they're smart, speak languages, little these forgets, you know.
Yes.
And I heard them die because they tried to go and vote, whatever, and they died, and that touched me really.
Hmm.
And I started just doing good votes, and I get involved in immigration. That's how it started.
We have a lady called Gigi Prieto that says, "Nice to meet people with so much enthusiasm." Wow, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, thank you very much. Yes, we are.
Let me say that not just so much enthusiasm, but
Yeah,
you are so talented, and your artistic talent is so multifaceted. And over the years, I've seen you create so many beautiful things. And I mean, your clothes is, I got some amazing outfits made by you, which I wear with great pride. Uh, but
thank
your
you.
boots, for example, your shoes, I always remember walking into your shop one day and saying, "What size are those boots in the window?" And you said, "Oh, they're a size 43." I said, "Well, they are my size." And
Yeah,
you know,
the green
and
one.
I used them when we did the charity camel trek, and they were just right for the job of riding a camel. I mean, and they're so, I mean, whenever I wear anything from your shop, it's like making a fashion statement. You know, there is no denying that I'm wearing
It's,
something created by an artist.
is for all the time. You can no fashion in my clothes. I don't look for fashion.
Timeless.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. Your pieces are timeless. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
you buy something 40 years ago and you wear it now, and it's as if you've just bought it.
Yeah.
Be sure somebody will tell you where you get this.
Yes,
It's la baraka.
absolutely. We have Maria from London, and she says, "Carla, as an American lady, how do you see Tangier and Morocco? And for sure, through your husband as an artist is different. In another word, from where the love of Morocco, especially Tangier, came from." I think the gist of the question is, did you fall in love with Tangier, or did you fall in love with Mohammed and then Tangier grew on you?
I have to say, since I hadn't seen Mohammed, the minute I opened the door of the aircraft and stood on the steps, the light, the smell, it was just so vivid. I remember coming in a taxi, and there were donkeys all over the side of the road, and it was just um, I actually fell in love with Tangier, but there's so much charisma in Tangier that it also controls you a bit. And then I fell in love with Mohammed.
I'm the last one.
How do you feel Tangier has changed over the years, and has it changed for the better? I know that there's a lot of construction work being done now. There's a lot of renovation being done in the Casbah, for example. One of the reasons your shop is closed is because the Petit Soko is all under works and everything is being
Yeah, I know.
resurfaced. How do you feel?
I'm sure Tangier is better. It's changing for better, of course.
It's changing for the better.
Well, I'm talking about my Tangier, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
The Medina, the port, the Casbah, Marchand, all this area, I'm so happy about it. But there's buildings I don't like by the far away, you know, because Tangier is growing.
It has grown tremendously. Have to say that you were born in Fez, Mohammed. At what age did you come to Tangier?
Age 16.
So you were 16 years old. So you did all your
Well,
schooling
we
in
started
Fez.
coming to Tangier when I was 13, 14, only in summer.
Right.
Then my parents decided in 60 to come live in 62.
Right. So moving to Tangier was your parents' decision and not yours.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to God, they didn't take me to somewhere else. So,
So you
because
have
I'm
your
in love with
parents
that.
to thank for having moved to Tangier and having made the wonderful life and the wonderful career that you've made of your artist work. Had you not been an artist, what would you have been? What would you have chosen to do?
I will be farmer.
You would have been a farmer. And
Yeah.
I am sure that if you had been a
And you
farmer,
come to buy
your,
vegetables for me.
your farm would have been the most beautifully trimmed and decorated farm in the whole of the country.
Yeah. You will bring all your friends to visit me. Promised. If all this life I pass in Soko Chico and Petit Soko, if I pass it in a little farm, will be paradise.
Yes.
You better believe it.
If you had to choose, Mohammed, between your artwork and your plants, which one would you choose?
Oh, that's very hard to
I
separate two
know, I know,
babies.
I know.
The plants, they're my babies, and my work is my children. I mean, I love both. Lately, I paint in leaves. I was painting, and I go out with my brush. Then I see leaves. I don't know. I love both of them. I'm
Yeah.
talking. I do things.
So it's a very difficult choice.
Yeah.
Any regrets? Anything you think you could have done differently, or you still want to do?
I was regretting, but not now anymore. I was regretting I didn't finish my study, but I find out I'm fine. I'm like the one they study.
Yes.
So
We
at this age, I'm fine. I'm so happy.
I just want to add to that particular question. We have a friend he's a great artist from London, really a very, very wonderful artist. And he used to tell Mohammed all the time, never, Mohammed, never go to school. Never go to school. If you went to school now, it would ruin you. So just keep on what you're doing. It's you are the school.
I'm not talking about art. I never study art. I'm talking about in general. When I was kid, I came to business with my dad, and I didn't finish my school, and this I'm talking about.
But you don't anymore because you're.
That's it.
Fantastic. What plans do you have for the future? Once you open your shop, Do you have anything in mind? Any future exhibitions waiting to happen?
To tell you the truth, nothing, no plan.
I think
Even
COVID
even
has
in my
changed a
shop,
lot.
I don't know what.
Yeah, I think
I'm
COVID has
only I
changed
know.
us.
Yeah, this is only
And
things I know. If we open, I can go back to my little place and start painting again
yeah,
and finish my little books and see what can I put in my shop because I want to be easy now. I don't want get nervous for things. You know how things go in
yeah, no
Morocco, and I'm
complications.
not
No complications. Yeah, I
everything
understand.
complicated.
Fully
Big
understand.
city get big. I want take it easy
Yeah,
and be happy.
absolutely.
That's it.
We have
Ah,
Osama from Tangier that says, thanks, guys, for this very, very needed cultural exchange between Morocco and Gibraltar. Mohamed, Carla, your art is the best ambassador for Tangier and Morocco. Well, thank you very much for that lovely
thank you very
comment.
much. Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
well, I'm sure that we could talk forever and ever because when we meet up, we always never run out of things to say. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I just want to thank the association, the Strait of Gibraltar, and all the people involved in this program or whatever you call it. And thank you for the people participate and ask question interesting for our life. And thank you, Henry.
It's been my pleasure, Carla, Mohamed. I look forward to our next meetup, not virtual, but in live.
Exactly.
Keep doing what you're doing, keep creating art, keep looking after your plants, and keep looking after Carla. You have a grand lady, as we say in English. Behind every powerful man there is a very powerful lady, and she is the power behind your throne, Mohammed.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. It really has been. Thank you very much. um, it's been a pleasure to host you tonight. I'm live from the Rock of Gibraltar, bringing our cultures closer and closer together. Until we meet again, good night and God bless.
Thank
Salamat.
you. Thank you, Henry.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
That's great.